Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Pause for a second. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If your life ended tonight, would you clearly know why you were created? Not what you achieved, not what you owned, but what you were sent here to do. Most people avoid this question. Why? Because it exposes a frightening truth. Many are busy but directionless, active but unaware, alive but asleep. Here's the shocking part. You can succeed in everything society celebrates and still fail the very reason you exist. And no, this is not a philosophical debate. This is not a motivational talk. This is a matter of destiny. Allah did not create you by accident. You are not a random result of time and chance. You were designed with intention, precision, and purpose. So the real question is not, why am I confused? The real question is, why are we avoiding the answer Allah already gave us? Stay with me, because the next part will either wake you up or make you uncomfortable. And that's exactly why it matters. Let's be honest. Most people define the purpose of life with words like happiness, success, money, freedom, self-expression. Sounds good, right? But here's a serious question. If happiness is the purpose, why are so many happy people empty? If success is the purpose, why do achievers still feel lost? If freedom is the purpose, why do desires enslave us? Think about it. If the purpose of life changes with trends, culture, or age, then it was never a real purpose to begin with. Allah says in the Quran that He did not create mankind and jinn except for one reason. Not many reasons. Not flexible reasons. One clear reason: to worship Him. Now pause. Before your mind rushes to conclusions, worship does not mean living in a masjid 24/7. Worship does not mean abandoning the world. And worship definitely does not mean a boring, restricted life. Here's the pattern interrupt most people miss. If worship was meant to limit you, why did Allah design you with ambition, intellect, creativity, and desire? Worship in Islam is not an activity. It is an orientation of life. Every breath with awareness, every choice with intention, every action aligned with Allah's pleasure. And here's the fear-triggering truth. Many people pray, but live as if they were created for something else. That disconnect is not small, it is dangerous. Because when purpose is unclear, people chase substitutes, and substitutes always disappoint. But what happens when you finally align your life with its true purpose? That's where everything changes, and that's what we're about to uncover. Let's define it properly. The purpose of life is not to test Allah. The purpose of life is to be tested by Allah. Every moment is an examination. Every decision is a question. Every hardship is a test of loyalty. And here's the exciting part most people never hear. Allah does not need your worship. You need it. Worship is not for Allah's benefit. It is for your clarity, your discipline, your salvation. When you understand your purpose, three things happen immediately. First, life gains clarity. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what does Allah want from me here? Confusion decreases, patience increases, anxiety loses power. Second, pain becomes meaningful. Trials no longer feel random, they feel intentional. You realize hardship is not rejection, it is refinement. And yes, that realization can shake you, because it means your comfort was never the goal, your growth was. Third, time becomes urgent. When you know your purpose, you stop wasting years. You realize something terrifying. You don't get infinite chances. Every delay has a cost. Every excuse has consequences. And here's the cliffhanger moment. If your purpose is worship, then what happens when life distracts you from it? What happens when dunya becomes louder than akhirah? That question leads us to the most dangerous trap of all. Let's end with honesty. The greatest tragedy is not dying young. The greatest tragedy is dying misaligned. Allah gave you guidance. Allah sent messengers. Allah revealed the Quran. Allah clarified the purpose. And still, people postpone obedience. They say, I'll become serious later. I'll change when life slows down. I have time. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Later is not promised, and life does not slow down. Purpose delayed is purpose denied. The believer does not ask, What can I get from this life? The believer asks, how can this life bring me closer to Allah? That shift changes everything. Your career becomes worship. Your patience becomes worship. Your struggles become worship. Your entire existence becomes meaningful. So let me leave you with one final question. And don't answer it out loud. If Allah asked you today, did you live for what I created you for? What would your soul say? Because the purpose of life is not something you discover at the end. It is something you live intentionally every day. Choose alignment, choose obedience, choose purpose before time makes the choice for you. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.